In this video, I'd like to talk about a very curious phenomenon used in the entertainment world, that is the use of an alter ego. I'd like to talk about the use of an alter ego by entertainers and how it has affected the culture, particularly young people. So if you're a parent, I'd like you to pay close attention to some things that I intend to share with you. And if you're a young person, I invite you to tune in as well. Now, first of all, what is an alter ego? Well, an alter ego is Latin for it's a Latin term meaning the other I, and basically it just refers to an alternate personality. And some famous personalities or alternate personalities, or persons with alternate personalities, first thing we think of is entertainment, in the entertainment world. So everybody knows about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. All right. Back in the day, David Bowie, his alternate personality, his alter ego was Ziggy Stardust. Prince, his alter ego was Jamie Starr. He had another one called Camille. Madonna has an alter ego called Esther. And Janet Jackson, her alter ego is Demita Jo. Actually, Demita Jo is her middle name, and Janet says that she uses that. It's just kind of just a racy. Usually, these persons adopt these alter egos. These alter egos are like a more racy, more out of control type personality. So, like for example, Britney Spears. Her alter ego is I can't remember what it is. Oh, it's Mona Lisa. And she says, whenever I feel like being mean or bossing people around, it's easier to be called Mona Lisa than Britney. So she kind of jumps in and out of that personality. Then we got Garth Brooks. His alter ego was Chris Gaines. Matter of fact, he appeared on Saturday Night Live one time as Garth Brooks and then as Chris Gaines, and he denied that he knew the other person. A lot of young people like T.I. So we talk about some rappers now. T.I. So T.I. versus Tip. So T.I. is more like the millionaire businessman, but Tip is like the gangster. Okay. Then we got Eminem. So we got Eminem, we got Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers. He's got those three personalities. And then of course Beyonce. Her alter ego is Sasha Fierce, right? And then we have there have a host of other ones that I can name. But what's very interesting is the effect that these alter egos have on young people. And I mean, if you check the news, there are several stories that you'll see where, for example, the Joker, who was played by Heath Ledger. You will see there were several stories in the news where there were young people and students getting in trouble in school for imitating the Joker, just completely acting unruly. I talked with I think my teens a while back about this alter ego stuff. As a matter of fact, we were talking about Beyonce and her alter ego, which is Sasha Fierce. You know, Sasha Fierce is crazy, out of control. She curses. You know, she's just, I think Beyonce has said about Sasha Fierce that Sasha Fierce is more fun, more sensual, more aggressive, more outspoken, and more glamorous. So that's what that personality is supposed to be portraying. But a lot of young people are copying Beyonce, especially young girls are copying this having this alter ego persona. It's something that's very common, and I wouldn't have known anything about it except for talking with my children just in casual conversation about Beyonce. And I say, who is Sasha Fierce? So it's just something that's very interesting. Now, in addition to young people, grown people are taking on these alternate personas. And many people are convinced that, that this is something innocent and that it's fun, and they take on these alter egos, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff. Have you ever heard of something called a barsexual? A barsexual, just a new term I became acquainted with not too long ago. These are where these young college girls, what's that crazy video, Girls Gone Wild? You know how these girls are going into clubs and kissing each other. They're kissing to get the attention of guys, but they're not lesbians. They just do that when they're in the club, just for fun. So taking on this whole different persona when going out to clubs or going out to party. So I wanted to wrap up and just basically say that there's no distinction with God between your alter ego and you. And I wanted to remind people of this because I think, again, it seems like it's common sense, that's logical, but I'm concerned that there are a lot of people out there, particularly young people, who are convinced that there will be no consequences. There are no consequences to acting out under the auspices of an alter ego. That they can just throw things off on their alter ego and then be their regular self, and escape consequences. I mean, there are a lot of Christians, young people raised in Christian households, who are being influenced by the culture and being influenced by this notion that they can have an alter ego, and that they're not really sinning. They're not really doing these bad things. It was just my alter ego. And the title of the video is what did I call it? Your soul, body, and alter ego in hell. I was just basically pointing back to that verse scripture where Jesus is talking about he's telling people, or rather he's instructing his disciples in certain matters. And one of the things he says is, do not fear those who kill the body but are unable to kill the soul. He said, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And I just thought it might be noteworthy to include the alter ego in there too, because apparently some people don't know that. So have a talk with your children, have a talk with those grown people that you know, that I guess that identify themselves as Christians, that they will not their alter egos will not escape judgment. Take care. God bless.